Welcome to the Girls FaceTime, where three Christian girlfriends invite you into their daily conversation about faith, family, and womanhood. Join us as we navigate the ups and downs of life together, sharing laughs, tears, and everything in between. We aim to show the world that you can have fun, be saved, and cherish genuine friendships. Hey y'all, it's the Girls FaceTime. We're your hosts, Cassie,
Keisha,
and Ashley.
Welcome back to the Girls FaceTime. Today, we want to dive into a conversation, actually something that I'm actually facing right now, and it is about disappointment. We've been having just some side conversation kind of about some topics that we wanted to talk about, and I wanted to talk about kind of where I am, and not just where I am, but I also want to invite my friends in to kind of help me navigate through this, and maybe you guys could also kind of glean from it or gain from it. I don't know, or just see me cry and go through as we talk about disappointment.
Disappointment.
I guess it kind of came about. I'm in a season, of course, most of you know our audience. Of course, somebody's new, but I'm a new mom.
Yeah, we finally got our baby.
I know, right? She will be 3 months old.
Wow,
this week, this Friday.
that is crazy.
It is crazy. Where is time going? I have no idea. Time is flying. And so my goal was to be home with her and stay home with her. And I unfortunately, well, of course, maternity leave, things like that, I got an opportunity to do that. But I did have to go back to work, and I chose not to go back full time. I actually chose to go back part time just so that I could have an opportunity to be home with her. Because if I was going to work and have to be full time away from her versus, being home and then spend the money for daycare, I might as well go back part time and then just spend my time with her as much as I could. And so so I went back to work, physical work, and actually having to be in the office, basically every day of the week. And so with that, I was disappointed. I had told the Lord, apart from just healthy pregnancy, getting her here, things like that, that was the other thing that I was asking the Lord for in this season. And because everything else had been answered, I thought that this would be answered. And it wasn't.
Wow.
So that's where I'm at right now. And because of that, I started dealing with it every day that I would leave her at the house. I'm like, Lord,
Yeah.
that I want to be home and spend this season of my life with her and her life with her, because at some point she's going to go to school.
Right.
And then I ain't going to have it, but this was my desire to pour into her age and right where she's where she's at right now. And so because I don't get the opportunity, or what I thought that would have been the opportunity, I'm disappointed. And so that's just where I'm at right now.
No, we get that.
I remember feeling the same exact way.
Yeah.
And Dayron is my witness, my husband. I remember going back at 6 weeks to work.
Yeah.
And it was my desire. Initially, when I was pregnant, I didn't think I would want to be a stay-at-home mom because I've worked for so long.
Yeah.
So I told my boss, I'll come back to work. I'm gonna come back to work. That's no big deal. But I was pregnant during COVID, but after having him and in the hospital, those COVID restrictions were hot, right? Like when I tell you, it was just one person, to the point that Dayron had to get permission to go outside just to get the car seat and come back in.
Wow.
It was
Talk about COVID.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was, I think that's what kind of made me want to be home with him. And then the fact that, all the hormones kicked in, right?
Right.
But I wanted to stay, and I wasn't able to. I had to go back to work for a little while.
Yeah.
I did get the opportunity later to come home, come off my job and stay with him before he turned 1 up until last year.
Yeah.
And that looked different year to year, but because last year I worked. But what I want to say, all that to say, I wonder if it's a not now versus a never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, the whole picture, the bigger picture is that she is with a loved one. She's with her dad.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that could be different. And perhaps this is a good, because usually when you're nursing or breastfeeding or your baby, that bond between mom and baby is kind of a little bit deeper than dad and baby.
Yeah.
So he could be getting that one-on-one bond for now.
Yeah.
But maybe your later looks like her toddler years, which to me, because they're obtaining a lot more information and they're catching on and they're learning and repeating,
Yeah.
that 1 to 3 year old age that I was able to be with him, to me was just a little bit more precious. Because then he can mimic the things that I wanted him to mimic.
Yeah.
He could watch
More
what,
influential. Like you're,
yeah, I'm more influential in his
Yeah.
life in that aspect. Because right now she's eating and sleeping and,
Yeah.
you know.
That's so true.
So I want to encourage you that I don't think it's a never, but it might be a not now. It still doesn't feel good though. So I do.
Right.
I can appreciate your disappointment. I understand.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah. I think what you said about, you prayed about it and you really wanted the Lord to answer you.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we don't talk about this, but people do get disappointed in God. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we skate over that and we try to make it sound so much better. Like, oh, I'm not disappointed. He didn't hurt yes, he hurt my
Yeah.
feelings.
No, he
But he didn't answer my prayer request. And I think that's something that maybe we should talk about a little bit, because we do get disappointed in God sometimes. We have desires and things that we want God to do for us. And I say that, and as I'm saying it to you guys, it sounds like a spoiled brat in my head. Like, yeah, because I want the Lord to do this for me.
Yeah.
But it's just like, oh no, he knows better.
Yeah.
He knows the reason why. He knows what he's up to. He knows the long-term effects. He knows what's going on in a lot more better ways than we do, in a lot broader ways than we do. And so like Keisha was saying, it's not, I don't think, I would piggyback off of that. It's not a no, it's a not now.
Yeah.
And I'll say that from my perspective, my daughter was, Lord, 11, 12 before I got to come off my job. Well, not come off my job, work from home.
Yeah.
And so I know what that looks like, and to be honest with you, I think a lot of times one thing we don't talk about when we allow our husbands to become the more prominent one,
Caring.
and the more nurturing, caring one during that season of time with our kids, is there then becomes a little bit like, man, I wish. Oh man, I wish I could have saw that. I wish I could have been there for that, instead of them sending you videos.
Right.
Right.
And so I get that level of disappointment and your desire to be present with her. But I think what Keisha's saying, just keep on hoping and praying that the Lord will come through for you, because like she said, the years that she gets to turn 1, 2, 3, those are the influential years where you're able to be more present, not just as, let me put you down for your nap, let me feed you.
Yeah.
Let me read to you. I know you do that now, but she's going to be able to comprehend that. She's going to start to be able to comprehend those things. And those times, I think you'll cherish those even more.
And the memory.
Yeah.
She will be able to remember.
She'll remember, right.
Yeah.
That mom.
Liv, when you watch this back, just know your mother loves you, honey.
Yes. Like, this is our routine. This is what mommy did.
Yeah.
And that's something that, I mean, you will not get that time back.
Right.
So
Right.
I have faith
Yeah.
that it's just a not now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the disappointment is real.
Yes.
And I wonder, you said you sounded like a spoiled brat.
As I was saying it in my head, that's what
Yeah.
I sounded like. Like, he didn't give me what I want. But,
Right. So at what point, how do we navigate that?
Yeah.
Because he answered
Yeah.
some of your prayer requests.
Yes. A lot.
the thing
A
that
lot of
he-
your
A lot
prayer
of
requests.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. And the thing that he didn't do seems like, and I'm not pointing fingers at
no,
you.
no, no.
It's been for me, and I'm
Yeah.
sure some people watching. The thing that he doesn't do is what we hound in on.
Yeah, like,
we
why didn't you do
focus
this
on the
too?
thing that we don't
Yeah.
get versus
Very guilty.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah, yeah,
very
yeah.
guilty of that. Yeah, I'm in one of the greatest seasons of my life. And
Yeah.
something that the Lord has literally promised me.
Yes.
But I'm holding on to the one thing I felt like, out of all the things that I've asked for and all the things that I petitioned him for, the one thing that I am holding on to. And unfortunately, just where I am right now, and this is a part of me that I'll be transparent about, it frustrates me that
Yeah.
I am disappointed. Because I'm like, Cassie, out of all things for you to be disappointed at, this one thing that you're holding against God, like I'm holding it up against him. And again, this is just where I am, but I'm also not naive enough to know that I still trust him.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? I still trust that he's going to come through.
Yeah.
Because even with me going back part-time, I'm having to trust God in a different way.
Yeah.
Even though I made the decision to do that, I don't,
Yeah.
because I told the Lord, I said, if you allow me to go back under these circumstances, I'm going to have to trust you to come through for me
Right.
in a whole different way.
Right.
So even in that same space,
Yeah.
it's still me toggling
Yeah. It's a tug of war. I
with
think
God. Yeah.
the difference with this one in particular is it's something you have to look at every day. Yeah. This is something that I petitioned God for months.
Yeah.
And because this is something I have to get up and do every single day, that's where the disappointment probably continues to show up for you.
Yeah.
Because it's not one of those things where you can like, oh, God didn't do it. I don't have to really think about it again for 3 months. No, I have to do this every single day.
And I think for me, when I was in that place, it wasn't that. It was almost like, okay, I have a healthy son, and he was born COVID free.
Yes. Thank Lord.
All those things.
Right.
Check. Like
Yeah.
he's done this. Check. But this one thing you didn't do, and I think I struggled with the why. Not knowing why, because he's definitely able. It's nothing for him.
It's
Right.
nothing for him. Yeah.
Right.
Provide, or know,
Right.
it's nothing for him to do those things. He hung the moon and the
I mean,
sun and the
he's doing something
stars.
that's
Like,
impossible to us.
right?
Yeah.
It's nothing hard for him, but it's that struggle with the why,
Yeah.
not knowing, like, really. Does
Yeah.
my job really need me this much?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? what does this assignment?
Yeah.
Is this assignment
Yeah.
greater than motherhood?
Right.
Right.
Like, so not knowing why is what I struggled with. So perhaps if you're disappointed and you don't know why,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, why am I disappointed? Because so many good things have happened. Maybe ask the Lord why, or to reveal to you what it is he's trying to get you to do in this moment until that prayer request is answered. What is he trying to say? What is he trying to get out of this?
What is he trying to get out of? And I think the other day when I was driving, because again, I was just having my moment. I was leaving the house. I said, Ron, I don't want to do this. I was like, I don't want to go to work, but I love you.
I'm going.
I'm going, and I'm like, and I also don't want to, and I'm going to take a pause here, but I didn't, and I don't want to make other people miserable around me.
Yeah.
In this place that I'm in either, because especially at work and where I'm supposed to be the light and where I'm supposed to be, who God is coming to be. But I'm like, I don't want to make it miserable for other people who are around me, because I'm in this place of disappointment. And the one thing that I felt like the Lord was speaking to me was like, I'm not going to leave you without a seek in this season. And so I'm just like, Lord,
I'm thinking, all right.
I'm seeking you, but because sometimes what happens is we come into a season of what God has promised you. And then sometimes we can forget God. We can forget him.
Dude, thank you.
Thank you for everything that you just did for me.
Yeah.
And, answering prayers and all of those things. And so that's something that I felt like, and this was just on Friday. Today is what? Saturday. So that was just yesterday. The Lord was speaking to me about that. So this is still fresh. You know what I'm saying? This is fresh. So as I'm wrestling, we tussling, okay? And that's why I share with the praise team. I know I said it just lightly, but it's okay to wrestle with God.
Oh, 100%.
And it's okay to wrestle with him. It's okay to not, because I do know at the end of the day, this is what I do understand, because I've got history with God, that there is a purpose and a reason for this.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
even if it's about me, you know, whatever that is. Like I said, if there's another level of seek that I just need to maintain in this season, you know, I want to make sure that I continue to have that posture,
Right.
even in this place, you know, and I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. I'm still working through the humanity side
Yeah.
Right.
of me that is just like, okay, Cassie, you know, kick and scream a little bit,
Yeah.
but like don't kick and scream for too long,
Yeah.
you know, because at the end of the day, God is God, you know, but I am human.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I was listening to someone and they were saying that like we wrestle with God often and the God of the universe became flesh
Truth.
to walk out this life.
Truth.
And then we think that we can breeze through it because he walked it out sometimes, that we think we can breeze through it without the struggle
Yeah.
and without the trials.
Wow.
But what he did was in his humanity, he taught us how to struggle.
100%.
He taught us how to go
Yeah.
through the trials.
It's funny you said that. I was reading the scripture the other day, and it said that Jesus learned obedience through suffering. That's what the scripture says. So it didn't come easy to him either.
Right.
He learned it through suffering.
Right.
Through suffering.
Right.
So, you know, even with that, I just
Yeah.
piggyback off what you said.
That's right.
He had to learn it too.
Yes.
It wasn't easy.
Yes. And what I had to learn was how to be content.
Yeah.
Lord, in everything, in any situation, help me to be content in you.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, he is all that we need.
Ultimately.
He gives us all these other things and items and people. He's all that we need. So for us not to lose our place in him or his place in our life. Because it's easy to do that in motherhood.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
It's easy to lose your place in God
Yeah.
when you're so focused, especially at that age.
Yeah.
Little ones, you're not sleeping.
Yeah.
You know, you're nursing, you're breastfeeding, you're giving the bottle, you're pumping, you're doing all this stuff, and it's easy to lose God in the relationship, the closeness,
Right.
because you're always tired.
Right.
But
Open up the Bible and be like,
Knocked out.
perhaps that is your space, Cassie. You have to leave the house to go to work now,
that's true.
even part time. Maybe that's your space, so that he doesn't lose his place in your life.
Ooh, that's good, kids.
Maybe.
That's good.
That's good.
I love that. I love that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because and it very much could be, very well could be that.
And you don't know what it's doing on the flip side for your husband.
Oh yeah.
You know, what
Oh yeah.
what established, you know, when you have girls, it's different.
Yeah.
You know, and most of the time girls gravitate to their father. And so you don't know what it's doing for him to have these moments with her.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and then what it will do for the foundation of their relationship.
Yeah.
So yeah, just I like how Keisha said, whatever state I'm in, you know, something I had to tell myself at one point in time was, this is the will of God concerning you. You know, and as much as you don't want to hear that, this is his will for you right now.
Yeah.
And so,
And I'm learning. I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm learning to be content in it.
yeah,
I really
it's not
am.
easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy by any means, but yeah, this is the will of God in Christ concerning you.
Yeah.
Cassie, I like to put names in there. Concerning Cassie.
Yeah,
Concerning
yeah,
Keisha,
yeah. Put
concerning
your name in
Ashley.
there.
But you're walking through it beautifully.
Yeah, girl, you doing good.
And you know, you could be walking through it a little bit differently.
It's true.
I appreciate it. I do, because like I said, I don't want to make other people miserable around me just because I'm where I currently am right now. But I'm not stupid, you know. I'm not stupid enough to think that, you know.
Yeah.
No, I like how you said that. I like how you said that. You don't
That's
want to allow
maturity.
your disappointment to make other people miserable.
That's maturity.
That is maturity.
That is maturity.
That is
So there's a lot of people that are walking around
yeah.
disappointed.
Yeah,
And
making
them
other people miserable.
making other people
It's the truth.
miserable
It's the
because
truth.
of their own disappointment.
It's the truth.
And it's just literally whatever you had hoped for, it was unfulfilled.
Yes.
That's what disappointment is.
Yes.
And the people are hurt walking around and completely disappointed, and making other people miserable around them.
It's so true.
And it's nothing wrong. I like how you said hope. It's nothing wrong with having hope.
Yeah,
100%.
nothing wrong.
It's nothing wrong with having hope. But when it doesn't come through the way you want, and how you deal with that
Yeah,
that's what you want to watch.
yeah,
That's what you want to watch.
yeah.
Yeah, because how many doors can you shut by making other people miserable? You have no idea. The people that come through your job, the people that you have to communicate with,
Yeah.
other companies perhaps, what they could be your answer to being home.
Yeah,
True.
very true.
That is
Could
so
be
true.
my answer.
Do you know?
Yeah,
But instead of us, we have a pity party, and I'm guilty of it. Having a pity party, and choosing not to be mature and making other people miserable, and that could be doors closing.
Truth.
yeah. And I think as a believer, and I know majority of our audiences are believers, I believe we have a greater responsibility.
100%.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
teach people how to suffer.
Oh, they watch us.
We teach them how to suffer. It's true. It's absolutely the truth.
I love the statement "suffer well."
Yes.
You know, to suffer well,
Yes.
and we don't talk about suffering a lot.
No, we don't want to hear that. That's
We don't,
why.
right? We
Don't
don't.
want to hear about suffering.
No,
They want to hear about the good times only, you know?
right?
But yeah, suffering well. Man, that's good. I like that, Cassie.
Yeah, because we all go through it. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter, believer, non-believer. We all go through it.
Yeah,
We go through it differently though,
Amen.
because we
on
have
here.
someone on our side
Right.
Go
to go
ahead.
through it with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we represent him every time.
Yes. I love that. Keisha, I love that.
See?
So you're preaching to us today a little bit. Go ahead and get us
Preaching it.
together. Yeah.
we passing the preacher cup this
Go
week.
ahead. I love it. I think it's good because it's right. No, everything you're saying is so true. Both of you guys. Because people don't want to suffer. They don't want to hear about suffering. They think that Jesus suffered and they don't have to.
Right, he did it.
He did it, so I don't have to.
to.
Yep.
Not true. Hate to
Not
break
true.
your little heart on this one, but that is
Yeah,
not true.
that's not
we
true.
do have to suffer, but like Keisha was saying, we suffer differently. And I think that is something to note as Christians. People watch us. You know, there's a saying about how do people see you, or they read you, rather, I should say.
Yeah.
They read the way you handle things. You are their Bible, so to speak. They may never pick up a Bible, but they'll watch how you respond to things as a Christian and say, I don't want that God
Yeah.
that they serve. Or, ooh, man, she's handling that well. How do you handle it so well? You know, and I think that that's something we have to remember as Christians. People watch us.
Yeah.
Do.
They watch how we handle moments that are not necessarily something we like,
Yep.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, because God is not a genie in a bottle. He's not going to
Absolutely
give you everything you want when you want it. He will cease to be God.
Truth.
He would.
I think that's when we look at God as Father.
Yeah.
You know, that's something, there was an aspect of God that, you know, I didn't always pay attention to. But to look at God as Father, think about how we treat our children. I would not give your son the keys to my car.
Right. Right.
Not because I don't love him, because he's not ready.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times if we look at God in that aspect of Father, sometimes we say, let me have your keys. Let me have your keys. Lord, give me a new car. Let me have a new car. He says, you're not ready. It's not that I don't want you to have it. I want you to have it in the right time.
Right.
For your safety.
Right.
Because I want to mature you to the point where you can handle that. And I think a lot of times we forget that aspect of God.
Yeah.
Like, he is Father.
Yeah.
Father.
Yeah.
He is Father.
Yeah. It's the why behind it. It's the why
Yeah.
behind the no.
Why behind the no? I like that.
Seeking that out and, praying about that and asking him to reveal that could make you a little bit more content.
Yeah.
Or
It'll settle you a little bit.
settle you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any way you bless me, I will
Yes.
be satisfied.
Satisfied. Glory,
That's good.
glory, glory.
Y'all want to talk about anything else about disappointment?
I don't have anything else, child. I think you done hit all kind of nails on the head.
No, I mean, there's so many aspects of disappointment that we could have talked about, but I appreciate y'all being in this space with me, as y'all always are, because we friends.
This is what we do.
This is literally what we do.
This is what we
walk
do.
through seasons with each other, and I'm always grateful in the space to be vulnerable. And we not beat each other over the head, but just really help bring perspective to where we are.
Yes.
Next time, I'll bring your flowers to the right place. It'll make you feel a little better.
Yeah, she did the best she could. She tried to deliver some flowers to help Cassie out, give her a little encouragement.
Wrong building.
Wrong place. And that's all right.
It was where I was.
Anyway,
Not where I
it's
am.
a new place now.
It's a new
Guys
place.
gotta be in a new place.
It's a new place.
Hey,
It's a new place. And God's going to get the glory.
he already is.
He already is.
God's going to get the glory. That's one thing I am committed to is God getting the glory out of this.
Yeah.
And you get the
I
glory
heard that in my head. I heard it.
out
I
of
heard
this
it.
place.
about it.
I heard it.
Keisha, you was out of all people.
I heard it in my
know, we're
head before
usually
you
the
even
ones.
said it. Welcome to the Real Girls FaceTime, where we talk like this and we sing songs out of the original content.
That's so silly.
Ooh, man.
Yes. If you was looking for the real one, you probably just got disappointed.
Hope deferred makes the heart sick.
It make the heart sick. I've been wanting to say that this whole time, but
Me too, but I was trying to figure out where it was going to come
I'm gonna
at.
hold on to that scripture because, but it ministers to me. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. That is Bible.
Bible law.
Have mercy. I ain't gonna touch it. I really want to, but I'm not
I
gonna do it.
wanted to touch it too, Ash.
I'm not
I
gonna
did. I wanted to, but I was like, let me leave it alone.
I'm gonna leave that alone. But hope deferred do make the heart
It
sick.
do make the heart sick.
Have mercy on us, Lord.
Well, I appreciate y'all listening into this episode about disappointment. Y'all pray for me as I continue to go through this
It's
season.
gonna be all right.
I'm gonna be all right, as I always am. Y'all have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into the Girls FaceTime. Please like, share, and subscribe as we continue to explore faith, family, and friendship.